let's go.
What are we talking about?
I don't know, Micro Four Thirds.
Sure. Have you got record?
Yeah, they're all recording.
Is that recording?
All of them. Yeah.
Have you synced?
Yep.
Have you done the clap thing?
Well, I can do the clap thing, but they'll all be in sync.
Sounds good.
Sounds like a possum.
Oh, possums are good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we look at each other?
Well, you can look straight ahead at the camera there. You can. Well, don't look at that one because you're not in frame there. You're in frame over here.
What's it look like if I'm looking there?
I'm in frame. Look, and I tell you, it looks like you're looking away from the camera.
That sounds good.
And we're going to have it's going to be fun to watch because Olympus isn't that great with video tracking. And it just so happens is that camera there is tracking you. So it should be... Can you see whether it's in focus or not from there?
Yeah, no,
is it in focus?
I've got a big green square on my nose.
Oh, okay. See, I can see that is just perfect. We're going to talk about this lens soon, and look at that. Look how it just snaps in, and watch this when I pull it away.
But that's not Micro Four Thirds.
You just can't beat that. No, it's not. It's Sony, but you just can't beat that. Yeah. No one's holding the camera, and it just snaps to it like that, and just
nice. And what about if I'm doing that?
You just have to hold it for a while.
Yeah. So anyhow, we're not talking about the video capabilities.
No.
It didn't go in focus at all.
Didn't go in focus at all.
Yeah,
that's a shame.
Not talking about video capabilities of Micro Four Thirds, are we? But we both, I'm a bit sus on how much you like Micro Four Thirds these days with all this Sony gear, but I'm fairly invested. At least I have Olympus gear. I really like the Micro Four Thirds system.
Yeah. So you're not convinced that full frame's a better system than Micro Four Thirds? Sorry to hand you a grenade there, but
I don't know. I can't answer that. And primarily because I haven't used full frame.
Sure. Okay.
I've used APS-C stuff pretty much from when digital sort of became accessible.
Sure.
And I've used high-end compact cameras.
Yeah.
I did Ricoh GR was my first digital camera.
Sure.
Full frame, reading about it, I think the noise kills the higher ISO shooting kills Micro Four Thirds. But I can't physically. I have issues. I had a wrist injury.
Yeah, sure.
So I can't actually carry the big cameras anyhow.
Sure.
It's a bit of a moot point.
Sure. Just the price entry point for Micro Four Thirds. You consider the bodies are so much cheaper. The lenses are so much cheaper. The lenses are so much longer, so you don't have to...
Longer?
Yeah, they're longer. So if I were to buy a 75mm Olympus lens, which I have, that's...
you're talking about focal length or field of view. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've all of a sudden got, when you cross that over to 35mm...
It's a 150.
It's a 150mm lens. Now, to get a 150mm lens with decent... with a wide opening... that's 1.8. I know it's a little bit different for full frame, but to spend that sort of money on full frame to get your 150 at say 2.8 or something, you're going to spend an absolute fortune, and it's going to weigh an absolute ton. I don't think you can beat Micro Four Thirds for price, portability, and versatility. I don't think you can.
Even we've got this is my new kick-ass lens. Snap in here, so we got that focus.
What sort of lens is that one?
It's I'll go into that.
You've just thrown up a lens there. No one knows what you're talking
it's okay.
about.
I'll get to that. It's the equivalent.
We'll keep everyone in suspense.
No. I think if you're into Micro Four Thirds, you probably guess it's one of the pro lenses. It's the 40-150. I've just upgraded from the Panasonic 35-100, which I really liked. But I must say this lens is sharper. And it's heavier and longer, but the equivalent...
It looks brand new.
The equivalent Nikon lens is... Nikon or Canon is a lot heavier. I used to have an 80-200 equivalent. So this is actually,
they're like 80, a small Canon to carry
80-300 equivalent field of view lens. Which sort of covers the focal length of 80-200 on the APS-C sensor, which is what I used to use it on. The Nikon, I think, D80 and a D7000.
I had that lens, and I tried it out for an afternoon.
Yeah, it's bloody heavy.
And I felt like I was going to gym because I was lifting it up and putting it. Yes. It felt like a little, what are these things? Dumbbells?
Weight, yeah.
I felt like I was doing weights. And I'm not trying to be funny with that, but it was so hard to hold. And when you consider that these things don't have the stabilisation of the Micro Four Thirds, you just can't beat the stabilisation of Olympus.
And I mean, I started with the 12 to 40 zoom, Pro Zoom that came, bought as a kit with an AM1 Olympus camera. And I must say, it really revolutionised photography for me. Again, I'm not saying one system's better than the other, but personally...
But when the cameras aren't on, you do say that.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I've changed my mind a bit lately, but
okay.
I just made me want to take photos.
Yeah.
I just love the picture. I love the image quality. Love just how usable they are, and how you can reprogram your whole camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
And have whatever button you want will just do a different function, and I find it's set up how I like it.
Yeah.
And because I know how it works, it's just very intuitive to use for me.
I think the usability is really important with cameras. Like I was saying before, that big Nikon 80 to 200 lens was so big.
Yeah,
it may have been phenomenal, but then, as you know, I've got that point and shoot Panasonic, that FZ something. Anyway, it's a small sensor, but it's 2.8, and it goes up to 600 mil.
Yes.
To throw that in the car to stop where I see a few birds flying around, and just to go out and take a couple of, walk around in nature for an hour, take a couple of snaps is fine. It's easy to do that, but if I was to try and consider doing that with a Nikon, with that big Nikon beast, I mean, I'd only be getting 10% of the shots in that because I'd be moving around. I couldn't hold. I'd need tripods. I'd need this and that. I'd look like an absolute tosser, carrying around all this gear.
I was about to mention,
do you know what I mean?
And how many people, or how often do you see, I don't know, a baby boomer maybe, or some older middle-aged guy that has the money for a full-frame kit?
I'm a middle-aged guy.
Yeah, so
it's a bit older.
You're not a baby boomer though, are you?
No.
Well, anyhow.
Maybe.
No, probably not.
No, I was born in the 70s.
Yeah, I'm Gen X too. Those dudes with their big Canon... Canicon, shoulder straps and all the rigmarole. I remember actually the month after I bought my Olympus kit, I worked at a market with a friend of mine. He does markets. Did a steam festival, and there were dudes.
What do you mean a steam festival?
Oh, it's just like locomotives and stuff.
Ah, sure, yeah.
It was pretty boring.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I needed the money, and I got paid.
Sure.
Regardless, there were guys at a market with these massive full-frame cameras hanging around their neck. And it'd be like, I reckon I saw about 15 people over a day.
Sure.
And they all had these big kick-ass lenses, and they all had neck problems, I think.
And the older you get, that doesn't get any easier.
No.
I don't know if you've noticed, but as you're getting older, your neck doesn't tend to get stronger. It gets a little weaker. So... I think these Micro Four Thirds systems, you hear me going, I mean, you know me quite well, you hear me going on and on and on, and I've tried a number of different systems.
Yeah.
That stabilisation, you just can't beat it with the Olympus. It's just unbeatable at this stage. I don't even think the Panasonic dual image stabilisation with those, when you're pairing the GX8 with the... what lens did I have with that? The 14 to 140. It's still nothing compared to the Olympus. I mean, it's okay, but you can't. And that's Micro Four Thirds too. I
actually like that. There's some to be a bit controversial. I probably prefer Panasonic. Some stuff that Panasonic does ergonomically.
Their menu systems are easier
and
to
their lenses. Look, I love Micro Four Thirds. I'm not really in the Olympus camp. I think Olympus makes probably sharper lenses. Though I think there's I don't know. It's a bit like crema on coffee. There's another controversial subject
for some.
For some, I think in some ways the Panasonic lenses render images more film-like.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay.
And what do I know? But yeah, there's just something about them that you get a little bit more contrast, I think. But I think Olympus are sharp.
Oh, I've had a few Fuji systems, or the X systems. I've had the XE1, 2, XT1, the Pro, X Pro 1.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that renders colours like those Fuji cameras. I think they're sublime.
JPEG.
In JPEG. Yeah, fair enough. But
I'm asking.
No, in JPEG, just straight out.
They have. I mean, look, Fuji made awesome film back in the film days. You would sort of save up and buy that slightly better Fuji stuff,
which is nice. But when you take 10 photos and you can only keep 3 because of camera shake.
Yeah, right. Okay,
compared to the Olympus system, I would rather go in post and adjust my photos so they're, Fuji-like, if you like.
Yeah.
In post, than deal with missing, getting 9 out of 10 shots with the Olympus is a no-brainer. If you're going to go Fuji or Olympus and you're worried about camera shake, you don't have to worry about camera shake.
That camera's about to run out of battery.
Let's talk about a couple of lenses.
Yeah, sure.
Who wants to go first? I'll bring up this one first.
That's one of your favourite lenses. That got you into Micro Four Thirds.
It really did. This is my favourite little lens. As in my favourite prime lens. So it's the Fuji. It's the Olympus 45mm 1.8. Look at the size of it. It is so small, and I'd be using it now to film, but I'm showing it, and I want to show you a picture that I took with it. I took the Olympus system with me to India, and I love taking portraits, street portraits as I call them, of the locals in India. Just the colour, the fall away focus, the really responsive. It's so responsive on the Olympus camera, and I just find it. You get used to the focal length. Sure, you've got to stand back just a little.
With the 45. So maybe explain that with Olympus, because it's a smaller sensor, the field of view actually doubles. So 45mm lens is in effect a 90mm lens. It also affects depth of field, and there's a lot of controversy on the interwebs about it. But
we're not going to get into that.
No, I think.
So one of my heroes is Steve McCurry, and I'm not sure why you're laughing there, Jono. Maybe you can tell us sometime why you're laughing. I think the guy's an icon to photography, a gift. And he used to use a similar...
He's very good at manipulating images through Photoshop, I believe, as well.
Oh, if you're going to believe those rumours, yeah, sure. But he used a similar focal length to a 90 on his...
Why did you bring up Steve McCurry?
Well, he's really what inspired me to take these street portraits in India.
Really
so I go to India every year. I take my camera with me, and this is, if I was to take just one camera body and one lens, that would be the lens. I wouldn't take anything else. I'm just going to put up a picture now, and look, as you can see for that one, it is so sharp. Like you can see that lady's face. The camera just does all the work. I mean, look at her. Every wrinkle it's just there, and
I really like the pop of the colour. No, maybe that's an extravagant word, but it's really nice. And I think it's sort of picked up the texture of her, the cloth over her head really nice, and it's pulled out her face and her features really, really well with and blurred that background.
It was wide open, so it's at 1.8.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of Micro Four Thirds. You do get slightly more depth of field, and you have really nice fall off. I mean, it's probably that's an opinion that some people don't have.
The next image, and just to tell the story, the next image was the first shot taken because it's the same lady in the background. I'm walking around the streets of India. As you know, it's quite hot there, though it's not hot in this shot because they're wearing
a jumper.
They're wearing jumpers and stuff. But it is so, look, with my Black Rapid strap, it is so quick to just pull around from the side and to fire away a couple of shots. And, a lot of people say that, they gear up and they get all this gas action. But I'm a firm believer that if you if you learn to use a particular lens and you stick with that lens, you'll be able to do more with that lens than having a whole bunch of lenses.
I'm in trouble.
Well, no, you've got a great setup, and you've got your favourite lenses you go to. So
yeah, I suppose.
Anyway, look, for me, going over to India, the 45mm, and not just that, just going to show you it again. Not just that, the price of this is quite insane. It's something like they're about $350 new.
Yeah, right.
Approximately, nice. Australian dollars.
Yeah.
Second hand, you can pick them up for about $250.
Cool.
Just absolutely incredible, and they're so light. I mean, they're not, they're plasticky, but it doesn't feel like it's a cheap piece of crap. It's and with the lens hood, I don't even use a lens cap or a filter. I just put it in the bag like that, because as far as I'm concerned, I'll walk around like that all day. And I won't have to worry about missing the shot, because that's maybe something we can talk about another time. But
yeah, sure.
I'm a firm believer in, if you've got to rip off a lens cap, you can miss a shot altogether. So that's just my point of view. I'd rather keep the camera with the lens cap off. Sure. I can replace the lens cap, and as soon as I pick up that camera from the side and start firing away, I know that I'm right to go. Yeah.
I use a lens cap.
You use the lens cap. Well, that's all right.
I like the ritual of taking the lens cap off. It makes
the ritual.
But that we'll talk about that another day. Okay. I like the ritual of photography.
Do you walk on? Do you walk on the lines when you're walking down the?
No, I don't think
pavement?
I'm OCD.
You're not OCD.
No.
Isn't that ritualistic? No.
No. Yes and no.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to admit on video that I have a mental illness, for starters.
What's wrong with mental illnesses?
Nothing.
I'm not going to judge.
No. I don't.
So talking about ritualistic, what's one of your favourite lenses that you brought along to show us?
Well, this is the thing, Mark. You wanted me to bring my newest lens, and I haven't. I don't know if I've connected very well with it as yet.
It's not on the camera?
It's on the camera now.
Oh, different connected, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, when you said it wasn't connected, I wasn't sure.
I'm not. Like I'm still going to have to use it a fair bit more to become really familiar with it. Yeah. Which is,
so what made you go for that lens?
The technical specs, actually.
Okay.
Not the weight. I actually.
Because you came from a Panasonic.
I had the 35-100 Pro lens, the Panasonic, and I really, really liked it. But I kept missing out on. It didn't focus as closely as this lens.
Sure.
And
when you say focus as closely, like a macro,
I can get closer physically to the subject with this lens.
Sure. Whereas you'd have to stand back a little bit. With the lens,
and this is a longer focal length.
Sure.
Which I do a lot of nature photography. I'm probably a generalist photographer, but I like capturing stories. But I'm also a nature photographer.
Sure. Have you? Can I show the shot?
Yeah. Sure. So this is one of the photos I've taken.
I love that shot.
It's gotten some good feedback on social media where I use Instagram.
I love the way that you've got the reflection. Obviously, that stands out, and it's and you've got it in the middle of the frame, which a lot of people say you can't have the subject in the middle of a frame. That you're breaking a rule there.
That is a square crop, but it isn't.
Okay, I love it because you've got the light water, then you've got the dark.
Yep.
Is it a dark?
It's a moorhen, yeah.
So that's not a dark?
No.
Okay, so you've got the moorhen, and then you've got light again, and then that falls away. The focus beautifully falls away, and you've got that really nice, different texture and different colours in the background there. I love that shot.
It's and again, this lens is f2.8, which is probably it's not as fast as the 1.8 45mm, but it's got a really solid focal length. It's not like it's an 80 to 300 equivalent.
Yeah, sure. When you're comparing it to 35mm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And it just works really well. Like it is it's very clear, very sharp.
Yeah,
much sharper than, in my mind, sharper than a Panasonic.
Really? So you like the rendering of the Panasonic?
Yeah.
The colour rendering?
Yeah.
And you like the sharpness of the Olympus?
Yes.
Interesting.
Probably a bit interesting that way. As far as favourite lenses go, possibly the 12 to 40 Pro lens. Is just
that's an Olympus lens, is it?
Yeah, these are both Pro lenses. That's just a really beautiful. That just does everything.
Well, you actually put me onto that lens. They're great.
Yeah. And then I love the 50mm equivalent focal length. So that's
the 25mm. Yeah.
Though I wouldn't mind trying to find something around. Must say with Micro Four Thirds, I don't personally think there's a really good 35mm equivalent lens option.
Okay. They have Olympus have a 17mm.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
I had one. I didn't use it extensively.
Okay.
I sold it, but I had one.
From what I've read about them, they're sharp in the middle but not on the edges, and they're a really good street photography lens. But
I've got to say, I had the 12mm. I know people might shout me down about this. I had the 12mm Olympus, the tiny one. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
That's like, you connect to a focal length, don't you? And I've started using the big telly here. Sometimes using a shorter focal length lens freaks me out a bit because I just got used to having that long. Yeah, it's just amazing. Really, it's an amazing lens. I'm not saying it's just. I'm taking a while to get used to it, and its functionality, its focal lengths. But what it does really well. It's close to. You can use it as a semi-macro lens because it focuses so close, and then with the magnification, I think it's great. Anyhow,
okay. So, not wanting to talk about Steve McCurry anymore. Have you been catching up with your friend Tony Northrup? What?
Why are you bringing him up? You bring up all these people that I have a few issues with, but
Who do you like? We'll try and make.
We didn't script this at all. I don't have to think about it. Blog wise or on the website, I like Gordon Lang. Is it from Camera Labs?
Yeah, sure.
I think he's a pretty fair, level-headed, commentator or reviewer.
You know what I love about his reviews is that he tends to. He's got a formula for doing every lens. He does the same formula.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at a review when you're reading a review for one lens, and then another lens, he's almost got the same anchor point, so you know exactly where you stand with each lens.
Yeah, it comes across very down to earth.
Yeah.
And it's real world photography. He's just written a book, which I read a review on about shooting JPEGs straight out and really not working in RAW, which I do use
That's
RAW
interesting.
files, but wouldn't mind looking into that a bit further. And I've just gotten into stock photography, so I'll probably need to shoot RAW. But
I wonder when he's talking about shooting RAW. Do you know what sort of camera he's using? If he's using
Fuji and Olympus.
Yeah, okay. And so he's talking about just using JPEGs for Fuji and Olympus. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay, have you heard of a guy called Gordon Poole?
He's really famous, isn't he?
Yeah, I did meet him down at the. It is quite a funny story. It was getting dark at the Frankston Pier there. I was taking some long exposure shots, and I'm just about at the car, and I hear someone's running up behind me, and he scared the absolute crap out of me.
Yeah.
And he was really keen to show me his pictures.
Yeah.
So anyway, Gordon Poole.
Nice
Thanks,
one,
Gordon.
And the other question we get asked all the time when we go photographing is, are you a photographer?
You don't like that one? Why? Are you a photographer?
I don't know. Am I?
Well, I asked a question. I don't like when people answer questions with questions.
Why not?
because they're trying to be intelligent and all they're doing is being evasive.
Oh, I'm good at evasive.
You are quite intelligent, I must admit.
You've got mozzies flying around.
I don't see any mozzies.
It was just flying around your head.
We're not going back to the OCD stuff, are we?
I think you're more OCD than I am, especially about coffee crema.
You might be right about that.
Oh gosh. I forgot. Oh, the photographer thing.
Yeah, interesting questions. It's funny, isn't it? Because when you're out taking shots, I guess that I don't mind getting out into the city and doing some street shots. And I know it's you kind of in people's faces and stuff like that. But and you love the nature sort of stuff. So I wonder
like
if there's
as well,
okay. I wonder if that part of that when you're out in nature and you come across someone and they start asking you a series of questions, is that because you don't like it because you're not expecting to see someone out there, or what do you think that? Why do you think that is?
I think for me, photography is more of a private thing. I don't mind
Fair enough.
sharing my photos,
Yeah.
but the experience of me taking photos is between me and that thing. Between I'm in nature, experiencing nature, and I think
good on you.
Like, I don't know. Do you go up to a skateboarder and go, "Are you a skateboarder?" Someone's riding a skateboard past you.
I wonder though.
I think it's quite a stupid question.
If you're holding up this, quite sophisticated looking, beautiful piece of machinery, I wonder if the person is intimidated that you've got it, and maybe I don't know. Maybe they're stuck for something to say. I don't know.
Or maybe they're worried that they'll have their photo taken.
Oh, that's just turned off. So maybe we'll just finish here.
Yep, sounds good.
That says it's too hot.
Oh, well.
It needed to turn off because it was cool. So the Sony's just turned off.
Yep.
Because it said it was too hot and needed to cool down. So
I must say the Olympus is just, though the tracking isn't as good, it's just plugged away.
Why isn't there a perfect camera system?
Maybe we'll answer that next time.
Okay. Anyway, so please subscribe. Please make comments. If you like this T-shirt, let me know that you like the T-shirt. I'll try and lose a bit of weight for next time.
Sure.
Maybe. Got any passing comments?
What were we going to call this thing? Two blokes and a camera?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to go watch the cricket.
Yeah.
And hopefully the Aussies are toweling it up to India.
Yes.
What do you think of Kohli?